Okay, guys, let's call this meeting to order at 5:32 p.m. Do some roll call here. I'm here. Vivian.
Here.
Julie.
Here.
Francisco.
Here.
Clary's not here. Jesse's on her way. Madeline will not be here tonight. So, first, our order of business. Is there any deferrals, additions, or deletions to our group? Our agenda? Anything I do? Oh, you know what? We should probably add, do we need it, are we gonna do another end of class celebration for the dojo or just end of class? Their last one will be, for the season, will be in December. 16. Monday. No, okay. Just let it be. Then we don't need to add it then.
I think once a year.
Anything else anyone want to add? Take off? Good.
Yes. The proposal that they presented, did anyone bring like a copy of it? Are we gonna
I have
discuss
it.
that or
Oh,
not?
do I have it? I know it was presented today. But it was someone, she presented it to someone else today.
Yeah.
Who would she present it to after us? If she was gonna present it to multiple people, where else would she go? Okay,
Other than us, it would be like the council. But they're not meeting.
I don't have it in front of me, but we do need to add that because we were gonna discuss it.
Yeah.
Do you have it with you?
What presentation?
Remember the ABA therapist that came last month, and she did a proposal to have like a social group.
The adults with autism,
Yeah,
and you mentioned you had spoken about this over, you'd spoken about getting a restaurant, having them go in a restaurant, and she said she wasn't sure about that atmosphere. But we looked
she's
at the,
looking
Yes,
for,
now I
she's
remember.
looking for space and for like fun for us to fund it.
But didn't we
So that
determine there
people-
wasn't a lot of, like, there was a lot of information missing that we
a
needed?
lot of information, missing. We discussed that, that's why we're looking for, yeah, there was no agenda, objectives, goals, outcomes, expectations, any format of a
I was,
program or a plan,
I
and
was-
she was the only person,
Right.
with like 20 others.
I was thinking we would probably discuss that after the holidays are over. That's something.
Okay, yeah.
I just.
Yeah.
Going through things that I saw.
Oh. Is you guys cool with it?
I think it should be on the agenda,
Yeah.
then I put it there, or on the notes from last,
It probably is on the notes.
I did put it on there, let me
Okay.
see. Well, I just said that her name was Kimberly Trellis, and she was here to present, and so,
No,
that was
that-
Kimber,
No,
That was Kim.
Yep, my bad, hang on, here she is, BRI of ADA Services, presentation, social group for autistic adults referred. And I just put a little thing, refer to proposal. So we can, oh, sorry, do you have another copy of the, notes first on the meeting? Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I remember the presentation.
So, yeah, so let's make sure we have it on next.
For the
next
January
meeting
agenda.
Agenda.
Okay. So at this point, then we have nothing to change.
Yeah.
All right, we're at public comments and we'll open up public comments. We have a guest here and would you like to speak or did you just wanted to, you're coming because you wanted to learn more about the board?
Yeah, I want to learn more about the board and hear what you guys are doing and hopefully maybe in the future be a part of it.
Did you make a motion to open? Is that what you have to do?
No, because it's in line in the track. We have to motion to open it if we want to reopen it later.
So excited, I'm gonna scratch that off.
And obviously Julie knows you from the table, but Francisco and I wasn't there. I was outside working. So if you'd like, go ahead and let us know a little bit about yourself, why you're interested in the board and whatever you'd like to share.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Jackie Sanchez. I've been a town resident since I was 11. I went to Goldman and my husband, that's where we met actually. He's very active in the town. His name is Alejandro Sanchez. Some of you may know him. And we have a son that we found out about a year and a half ago that he's autistic. So I'm interested in finding out more programs because since he's 13, it's really hard to find out a lot of things that he can be a part of. a lot of times you'll find things for little ones. So I'm interested in just really digging more into the community and being a part of it.
Very good. Thanks for sharing. You know the process about filling out the paperwork and everything.
I do, because he's been a part of the Veterans Committee and all that, so he's really well, like invested in town.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, you never know, there might be a seat coming up soon, so. Your piece peeled for that.
Okay.
Is there any other public comments? Would you like to speak? I think we all know you.
Rivero. Yes, I'm interested in joining the board next year. I think that me as being an individual with ASD, I think that I can bring a lot of insight to the table to better consult the individuals like who would wish to be our fellow advocates who are and also our allies to continue to help make Miami Lakes an inclusive town for the special needs community.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Ethan.
Thank you.
Always a believer that sometimes after years of working, fresh blood does help a lot in changing the ideas and moving things forward. So hopefully we get to see one of you two or maybe more join in the future here. There's no other public comments. There's nobody else here, so let's go ahead and close the public comments. And move on to approval of minutes. Let's take a look at the minutes, please. Although I really don't think we have to. Julie's gotten so good at it.
Is that like
We're not talking,
indirect?
you know that song, we don't talk about Bruno, we don't talk about Frankie.
No,
Hunto.
I think that was at least a nice way of saying that I sucked at the.
No, it's just you are like me, I can't do it anymore. Don't feel bad about it.
We all have our strengths.
Exactly. Mine is public speaking, that's all. I think they all look good. I motion to pass the minutes.
One second.
All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Moving on to old business now, special needs safety program, updates from Mr. Amador.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're on the same boat. We haven't had any new applicants. But I do have an update on something I was working on. So Sunrise PD has a system where I'm not sure exactly how it works, but from my understanding, it's a wrist device similar to our simple rubber
Silicone.
silicone thing that we have, but it has a tracker on it. So if something happens, it actually tracks live. So I make contact with them and I'm in the works to having some meetings with them to see exactly what it is that they're doing. They already told me to come, go over to Sunrise. They're gonna explain everything. And then I'll come back and explain how it works, see what it took. Because I'm thinking that through us, through the special needs committee, is easy to, the funding and all those things, it's easier to just bring it through.
there could be something that's optional.
Right.
Now, we can also see about getting a grant to help cover some of it. There are plenty of police grants across the state that we could give a portion of it to Miami-Dade Police or Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office,
Right.
along with our whatever we need to put in to make the rest happen if we wanted to do something like that. But yeah,
Program.
I mean, with the amount of people that have on it right now, it wouldn't be
Right.
hard for us to do.
Money.
But if we suddenly got a group of 60 people, is there a monthly cost to it as well? Because usually there is.
I haven't had the meetings.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be similar to like that little Apple tag, most likely, that you, so if you lose your, yeah.
The good thing is they're already using something.
Yeah, I'd be interested
They
in what
have
they're
it,
doing.
so like it's piggyback, kind of like what you
With
guys
the-
did with Pembroke Pines, same thing, piggyback and we looked at it. So as soon as I get everything squared away, I'll bring all the input.
That sounds good.
We
Yeah.
we had talked also about working together with you in the new year about blending your flyer with our flyer. Remember we talked about that, like, because it looks as though his is that has just the information about signing up for the help me out here.
Yeah, like,
Right, for
There
the
you go.
registration, for the
Yeah,
registration,
yeah,
right. And we were, for the program, we were talking about if we could share that flyer with you and also advertise our community and what we do and have our link on that. You remember?
Like the QR code.
Well, and more of it, like a blend, it was a blend of, you remember, Tom? You guys help me out here. We'll work on that in January, but we wanted to blend your flyer, your information with our information. So that when someone saw, you didn't have to do the whole explanation. That's what we went and did. Because when people were coming to get our flyers off the table from you, they were like, we had to say, oh, but you live in the town of Miami Lakes. This is only for the town of Miami Lakes, but we didn't have that information on, it wasn't clear.
Oh, you're talking about the program that Miami-Dade Sheriff has for the autism.
No, our
No,
flyer.
when people would come and they would get the flyer, it was like, oh, are you from Miami Lakes and stuff. Since that one specifically is only to Miami, like, you know, within Miami Lakes, so it was like.
Yeah, the same
"Oh, no,
issue.
I'm not," so it's kind of like,
You want to give them the information about us, but by giving them that, it was confusing. We just thought we would update it and maybe.
It's the same problem we were having at the Festival of Lights last year. And we've had almost every event that people are out of town and
Yes, I know. The safety program flyers were supposed to be specifically for the safety program. We were gonna develop one for ourselves to also have alongside it. But I don't think we ever did.
Well, so we needed
No.
to update his anyway. I think we had said, or get new ones. You don't have, you don't have any more.
I'm almost.
Right.
I brought them with me
Okay.
to the, what was the vet we just did?
That
You
was-
were part of it?
Yeah.
You said you would be at, I
Yeah.
had them in my van, and you weren't there.
Okay, well, just something to think about for the new year.
don't feel bad.
I had messaged someone
That wasn't me.
about that, they didn't, or an email, I sent you an email. That
I didn't get it.
they didn't give me access or,
Oh, they let you come?
because it wasn't a town event, it was.
Oh, we
Well,
did talk about
Yeah.
that, but okay, yeah. So just a thought for the new year. We were talking about how to update it, give more clear information. So people knew
Okay.
who you were and what it was about, and also, because otherwise we didn't have a description.
I
That's
think
it.
maybe also, I don't remember if we have on there like 4 residents of Miami Lakes.
Well, it does say the Miami Lake Safety Program, doesn't it? Miami Lake-
Yeah.
It does,
still.
but that's still kind of, for a lot of people, they get it, they're like, oh, this is great, yeah, I'm gonna sign up, and then we're like.
Right, and so if they don't take the flyer, then they don't know about us, they don't have the QR code or whatever it was to also find out who we were. I think that was part of it. We wanted to update the website, add resources. So on that information, we'd have some of our information, so they could go to our website on our page and see the resources that we have for them.
Do we have any flyers left?
Yeah.
That's what he just said. they're
I got a
not-
whole big box
The
of
one,
them. Oh, the small S and SP ones, yes. Of the little square ones, yeah, we have some of those too.
the latest ones that we did.
We have both. We have the safety program flyers that we just ran, all the new ones. We have a box full of them. And in one of our boxes, we still have a stack of the little blue cards that just have the QR code about, were about us.
Right.
So we still have our own, we have our own little like 3x5 card that we handed out for this, our program. With the QR that linked directly to the site for downloading the specialty safety program.
Okay,
What we had suggested was for the time being, since we have so many of these little 3x5 cards, was to take that QR and have it changed, because I think it was a different QR than the one that's on the safety program. I think they're different.
that's why we were
QRs.
talking about combining them. So you're talking about one, we were talking about the other, we said, is there a way to combine or at least share that QR code?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The QR codes on the two flyers, I believe they're different.
yes. it
And
is.
what should be done is that this one should be unlinked from the safety program and put directly onto our page on the town website.
And that's what we wanted to update with resources and events and be more
Yeah,
proactive about
if
it.
we did that, then we have the 3x5 left to give out until they're gone.
Gotcha.
And then we could create a new one for us if
That's
we
what
want.
will you bring, can you put a note or to bring a copy of these for January's meeting so we can take a look at it?
Yeah.
And we'll just get some thoughts going so we can maybe get that.
What I could do is actually, I'll send you an email when I get home or tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll send you an email, and I'll send you a copy of both. And check to see if they're not, if they are not the same QR. So if they're not, then we want to change the one on the little card immediately to go into our website so that you guys will be able to start handing it out. And then we'll go from there.
Right, okay.
I think one big thing is people, they say, oh, I'm from Miami Lakes or I'm from Hialeah. And when you look at where they actually live, maybe the zip code says Hialeah, but they don't live in Hialeah, or
Yeah.
Miami, but it's not Miami Lake. So something like the map to actually show these are the borders, these are the boundaries, but if you live north of me, like if you live in PSN, then I'm gonna then refer it to the county. There's a county program that you could, that's similar, it's not the same, but it's similar if you have an autistic child or autistic person, and you can go to that.
And that's
Something
what
like
we
that.
kind of thought would be helpful for both them and for you anyway, was that when they called you and said, hey, I want to join this program. Okay, where exactly do you live in Miami Lakes? So I live in the address that comes out Country Club. You're like,
Right,
okay,
right.
well, you actually don't live in Miami Lakes, so we still have a program that we can help you with because Miami
Right, we
Police.
could, yeah, because we felt terrible always, every time they take one. But are you in the town of Miami Lakes? Okay, then just leave it.
Yeah,
They'll take our flight.
I honestly just handed it out to everybody because they still can find out from him about all the other programs.
gonna
because of
bombard your
Miami
phone.
Police. It's Broward people that, that's the one like they say, oh, I live in Broward County. Like, we can't do anything for you. I'm sorry. What are you doing here?
So going back to the idea that I gave a while back. Why can't we reach out and ask for help from the Grams to send out
That's still an option. We just haven't.
an
done it.
email to other
Because
residents?
no one has done it. That's why. No one's done it.
That's, if we were
We
able
could
to do
assign it to
that,
you. Would you like to do that?
I don't mind
Okay, so I'm writing down what?
sending an email to the Grams. See if they would forward our email with the safety program information to other residents. They're the biggest landlords here in the town.
Yeah. the hell-
So-
There was a whole process
Now,
for
just so
that.
you do know, the emails that go out from Miami Lakes, they always have it on there, just so you know.
Yeah, well, at least,
No,
You know
no,
they're
it
not
doesn't
gonna-
matter, I'm just saying.
yeah,
so-
you know they're not gonna read, but if at least they can share that email, because this is not an email to make anyone profits. This is an email to help the
Yeah.
residents. So if they can help out with sharing that email to the residents would be great.
If you want a task on that, then what I suggest is you get with Isabella. By the way, you don't know who she is, do you?
No, I just met her today.
So get with Isabella and you guys work on that. What he needs is he's gonna need, what you think should be said about the safety program. And then you will need to send that over to probably Claricel and say, can we get approval to ask the Grams to put this out in their community newsletter? And then it will include the picture of the safety flyer, which back and front and back too, because it's got Spanish. And then if we can, and once she says yes to that with whatever Miami Lakes letterhead, then we would have you submit that to the Grams and say, would you all mind please sharing this in your next newsletter email out to your residents?
And not even the newsletter, just an email, a standalone email, just for the
Or
program.
standalone. Next time they do an email blast. And then once you got that done, then you guys are done. Then it's all done. Does that sound good?
Sounds good, okay.
Everything else, Mr. Amador?
I found something.
It's on the website.
Oh, yeah,
As I
that-
said, but it's my last name, C-R-E-I. It's on the page if you want, on the first page of the agenda.
You sent an email this week, so.
Yeah, it's in there. My last name and I, that name is. Oh, okay. Activate the alarm.
Okay, no, it's fine. I'll get it right.
All right, let us know when you have it. Oh,
GPS locator device, promote independence and security to those with special needs. If your loved one goes missing, you can activate the alarm, the two-way communication button, or the GPS tracking. Garden State has a device that will pinpoint and track location. Let's go find it. Found it. If you live in the city and you'd like more information about the program, please reach out to us at autismawareness@sunrisefl.org.
But it was out, and then the other lady, put me in contact with her and then we can set up. our-
Oh, awesome. Find out, you know how you lose cell service if you go into a building? Ask if that works if that person is inside a building. Or in a shopping center or into a store.
Well, technically,
on
it should
somebody's
lose signal
basement.
because that's GPS signal. So,
The GPS gets lost too.
That's what I'm, yeah,
Nothing's
just
foolproof.
ask, like, ask if they've tried that little.
Ethan, you had something to say,
Well, it was actually about a topic that you're yet to discuss about, do you need volunteers for the Bolana 2 event?
when we get to that, I'll find out, and let you know. Okay, so is that it for the updates? Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas. Festival of Lights. You're laughing at it, y'all are laughing. You ought to be laughing at those type of things, it's fun stuff.
Yes.
I have spent a week watching numerous edits of what Willard Bremley, Wilford Brimley, talking about diabetes. And people have edited him to say things like, you ought to be laughing at your family. That's fun stuff. You ought to be laughing at your family. That's what I laugh at.
no idea.
Go ahead.
The Festival of Lights is just a recap.
Yeah, no, it's going up. Well, it is a recap.
Yeah, Rico.
I'm like, it's a recap.
No,
Just like,
recap. How did it go?
Recap.
Did Audrey,
Pictures.
I saw those.
I saw the dancing, it was awesome.
Did you have a good audience?
Yeah.
Does she still want to stay on that stage?
Yeah, I think that stage works better for us.
All right, it's okay. I can hear.
So yeah, you know, it went great.
Very good.
So they actually did, 3 songs this time.
Oh, wow. All right, cool.
I love their red shirts, they're like, bright.
And we used a lot of the costumes, the accessories that we purchased last year.
You had some
We
luck.
had some left over and most of the kids are returning kids, so they had their stuff from last year, so. Yeah.
Glad to hear that went well. Okay, good. All right,
That might be something we look into next year, like maybe getting something different for them,
yeah,
for the show.
I would think that would be good. New outfits for next year. Maybe we can team up with Audrey too in advance and get them some like Christmassy style shirts that say, both hers and our logo with them.
That would be really cute.
Keep that in mind. Okay,
About June.
Yeah.
movie event. Did we finally get a deal made with the theater or is it over?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. So we'll have to postpone it.
Yeah. No, the last text I sent him yesterday. I told him that I needed the invoice by 5 p.m. today, the latest.
Nothing.
And he wrote copy. But I just checked my email right now. There's nothing, so
Well, that's all right. We tried. So why don't I do this? I'll motion to postpone the movie event, for future dates.
I would say probably February, because I think January's gonna be.
But February we have Penguin Twist.
Where are we doing
I second,
Where are we doing
They
it?
have a new location.
But here in Miami Lakes?
just down the
Yeah.
street.
It's in the
Oh,
Main Street, isn't it?
Off of Main Street. It's very small.
I'm sorry, did you
compared-
second?
I did.
Okay, all those in favor?
It's okay, I'm writing it down, I got you.
I actually stopped by there the other day. The
Is it
day of
smaller
the
than the other
festival of lights. I looked over there. Yeah, a lot.
Is that,
So I would say tops like 25. There's
the,
only one room. And it's probably the size of the bigger room. Where we used to have
Mhm.
like 20-25 people.
I remember y'all talking about the event last year that it was, everyone paints a heart. Was that
Yeah.
a good thing, or was it, we need to,
Oh,
we
we've been
need
doing
to
it
work on that?
we've been doing it every
You
year.
like that,
It-
just
it-
the thing.
It was growing, but now they don't have the facility.
No, not that part of it, the actual activity part of it. Did you want something to discuss? Did you want that again? Like, I
It's
felt like you
always-
guys were,
It's usually because we always do it in February, like a Valentine's theme. And it's always been like a heart thing. But it's always been a
different heart, gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, as long as.
Or a different, like, I think one time it was like, so it's always something different, you know. I think one time it was like the little hearts, the candy hearts. I know last year it was like a big.
I saw the red hearts last week.
But it's always a different thing.
Oh, we've done one.
So that's something we need to look into, getting the pricing. Yeah, cause it'll be for February.
I'd hate to see it go down in size. But I mean, the only thing we could do to fix that is to do it some other location with them providing the materials. Or we do class back to back, one for younger, then a 30-minute break, then another for older.
That can be done, and can we just do it just for the residents of the town?
That's what it is.
You know, doesn't people from outside come as well, or,
Yeah,
Not
they do.
everybody is.
yeah, because we
But that's
can,
because we bring people in from Hope from Autism and the dance classes, which they're not all from here either.
I'm from GG's.
From GG's, yeah.
Do they pre-register?
No, there's no such thing as pre-registration. And once it's open, it's open.
we need to start like, only for town residents,
Until spaces fill up, because what do you do if you have, what you actually just shove everything,
the license.
yeah.
For example,
occupants-
with the town where I used to live in North Carolina, every time there was an event that was for residents, they will ask, and also at the parks, if there was, you have to pay for parking, if you show your license that you lived in the town, it was free parking. If the event was cover charge and you were from the town, you live in the town, you get free entrance. So we could regulate it that way.
The thing is, like, I don't know how you would do that with Eventbrite.
But I know,
People sign up to Eventbrite.
that it's only for town residents or.
Maybe you have a certain time limit for Miami Lakes residents, and then once that time limit passes, it'll open to
Yeah,
others.
that
That
would
way you
be-
can encourage people to, from the town of Miami Lakes, get your spots, and then. Not to exclude anyone, I understand that, but I do think if there's residents.
Yeah, those,
Especially if the spaces.
If their system allows you to type in the name Miami Lakes, then that would be the way to vet people out. So they couldn't put down other cities.
their address. And just put,
They have to be by address, but that's only if Eventbrite has that technology that
It
we don't have to
probably
pay
does,
for.
we'd have to know it, yeah. Okay.
That's what makes it challenging. If we were doing the event and just accepting people through the door as they come, then you could check ID.
I couldn't turn anyone away once they got there.
yes, we can.
No. That's terrible.
Especially the kids. who are-
He wants to be a
those are
bouncer.
excited about it.
Jeez, okay, you're hired, Fonda, you be at the door. I'll be at
Sorry,
the
Sorry.
I'm gonna
You
give
can
out
wear that
cookies
shirt.
and juice. You hang out
Yes.
in front and tell people they can't come in. So we really have to put that at the top of the
No soup for you.
discussion in January then. When we meet in January, we have to talk about that immediately. Okay, so I,
Yeah,
for the
that
January,
needs to be under new
the
business
January new
for
business for January.
the next
Yeah,
agenda.
because if the space is gonna be a lot smaller, then. I think it's only fair to prioritize our.
I don't know how we
our
got
residents.
off of the movie into the pain with a twist.
No, because
that's
it,
it.
Because of the.
February, right?
Well,
But
'cause
it's
we,
important because we
Well, we-
already have it. in
We're just gonna
January.
postpone the movie and figure out where we put it.
okay,
That's the best thing to do.
got it.
Okay, and then we'll discuss pain with a twist in January.
Talking about, and I'm sorry to interrupt, I don't know if you've already discussed when our next meeting will be.
no,
Because
Right now it's scheduled for the first and obviously the
No,
office is
yeah.
closed and no one
well,
wants. to
every
be
day,
here.
that day, everyone can be here.
that's what I'm saying, because usually because we meet the first
First
week.
Wednesday.
So
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
would
if
be
we
the
wanna go
8th.
ahead and do that already.
You guys would wanna do it on the 8th.
Well, there's already something scheduled on the 8th meeting wise, like.
I won't pick them out.
Is there another
What
time
about the
available?
15th?
Well, they're meeting at possibly the 15th. I can double check that nothing else is going on.
On
If that
15th?
works out for everybody.
But the 8th, there's no other time slot. Everybody's getting in to get there. You would have to have a shorter meeting.
How short?
Oh, short.
30 minutes or an hour?
No, you can, there's something at 6, so you could.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I think the 15th, if you could put it there though, because if we don't hold it now.
Yeah.
We're gonna be- I mean, I don't know if the
Yeah,
15th
does that
works for
work
everyone's
for
house.
forum?
Yeah.
So-
So big motion at 5:30.
Make
We
a
have to make a
motion,
motion for it.
Further discussion.
make a motion to move, January's meeting to the 15th, please.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. That count as a double second?
I got her, she said it first.
Huh.
My ears tuned. I heard Vivian, but I heard it after this.
It just he speaks louder.
No, I think she was just closer to me, but I got you.
UM card event. So everybody, it was a good event. Not as many people turned out as they expected, but still people did turn out. Ivan and I talked a bit while we were there and determined that one thing we'd like to change for next year to do it again is to, instead of having them bring the people that did the grill cooking, but instead partnering up and doing food trucks, because they can park in that area of the park. He thinks that would, we both thought that would be a much better option. He likes the date. They all like the date. They like the idea of the fall festival. They would like to continue and have it be in the same place. So we can go ahead now. Let's see here. The fall festival was. It was the 9th of November. So let's scoot ahead 2025. In November, the second weekend of November is the 8th.
Saturday.
Yeah. Would you guys be okay with going ahead and just watching down that date? Because they want to go ahead and start planning for it again. If we're all in favor of having them come back.
Can we put a pause on that one for something for new business? Because since I'm staying this year, at least for one more year, under new business, I can start working on the 5K. And we can do it. I was in November, we have the reindeer run in December, so. Oh, we can probably move the 5K for February. Or March, it's still fresh, it's still close, okay?
I would leave November, because they wanted to keep it at that second weekend of November. They liked that date. It was cool. It was nice. And it worked out. So, they said if you could go ahead and book the time for next year and we'll just start planning it for next year.
About the 5K? Good evening.
No, I just thought about that, that's why.
You can add it to the agenda for next year.
Something else to add to the agenda, the car wrap. I don't know how we're gonna, but I think we need to. However it is, we're gonna do it, but I think because Gonzalitos wanted
Yeah.
to do it, I think
Oh.
we should definitely take them up on the offer, and I think it would be nice. To have one of our vehicles wrapped. Whether it's on special needs, specific to one, or however it is.
Hold on 1 second. Let me write some stuff down here.
Yeah, I've got that written down, John, so I'll put it in the minutes. I'll take care of that and I'll send it right to her. She gets them like by tomorrow, so.
I'm just from my own head.
I understand. I'm just letting,
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that I'm writing it down, so you should be okay.
Talk about overachieving. Tomorrow, the notes will be ready?
I can't say what time, but
Yeah, well, it used to take me like a month.
All right, so
I do all that fresh.
what I have here is that for 2025 goals. We should be discussing and making future plans on the car wrap, the 5K, the park plans, Penny with a Twist.
Park plans?
Yeah,
What's that?
I'll get to that in a second. card and movie event. Before you joined the board, we all agreed to work on building a second park or sensory friendly version for the town. Right now, we have a Boundless Park, which is great. We've helped put some money towards rebuilding it. And still think it needs more work. We should probably evaluate it and see what we can do to help out.
Okay,
But that Boundless Park is not a sensory friendly park. It's It's a disability park.
Accessible.
Accessible, thank you, thanks the word. It's an accessible park. And it has some fun stuff, but it's squared off and it's by the water. And everyone's really concerned about it being close to the water because even though it's fenced in, they're concerned that someone opens the back gate. They're in the canal.
Gotcha. Okay,
So-
so we got that. What did you say after park plan?
Oh, UM card and the
Yeah.
movie event.
Okay, we've got all that. Got it.
So for the park, we had discussed taking another one of Miami Lakes parks and trying to add on to it more of the foamy, musical sounding, disability friendly type playground area stuff that we don't have.
Like a sensory area.
Like a sensory area plus the, cause like there's a disability swing over or an accessible swing over at Veterans Park, randomly by itself. That's it. There's nothing over by the Boundless Park. The Boundless Park is just a playground. And then there are all these things that we have are all kind of like scattered, and I wanted to confine an area where we could put in something else as well to add to all these things so that people had an option. Speaking of which, I'll get to your date. Don't let me forget. But speaking of which, while I was over Monday, for the dojo, I was walking around with my dog and came to the realization that we've been talking as a board, we've been talking about the idea of building this behind Mary Collins in Veterans Park. And to do so, it's a space that's not being used. It's all under tree, so there's no need to build canopies and stuff. But to do so, we would have to raise the ground because it's a floodplain. And I was walking with my dog at Youth Park and realized that there's an entire section of land that is not utilized next to the park. And it dawned on me that that would be a much better place to put it. Because not only can you already connect it to the lighted pathways that are already there, not only do they already have swing sets there, which we could easily convert one of them into an accessible swing. Not only do they have a full playground down there that is currently cushioned with that cushiony walkway, but they also have the youth center. So you're hitting all the great things all at
That would be
once.
perfect.
And you just walk over from this side to the left side, which is all grass. We get a deal to convert it, keep the trees where they are. We don't have to take anything down. We just add in another section of the park with all the musical notes and the stuff and ideas that we had. I have some concepts that I took pictures of other centers across the country that I visited or looked at. We have one down here in Miami-Dade. There's one over in Sarasota. There was one in
Do
Missouri.
you have
and
a
I-
vendor contacts for that?
Some of them, not all.
Yeah,
of
that
them.
would help. right?
That's what we have to gather.
Because we're expecting that we could just build there, but I know that's never just the case. So
No.
With vendors going out there to give us an estimate, that's really what's gonna push
Indeed.
us forward.
And I talked to Josh and to Brian, Councilman Brian and now Mayor Josh about those things, and they mutually agreed that, because what we had suggested when we had suggested and approved the plan was for us to co-work and build this project without tax dollars. That we weren't gonna fund it all with our board either. We were gonna get grants, we're gonna get donations, we're gonna get assistance, we're gonna get media coverage, whatever we can do to put this all together. And the only thing that the city would be, or the town would be responsible for moving forward will be maintenance on the park once it's complete. And both of them said, we would like to get this done in our tenure while we're here in the next 4 years, and we agree that it.
Bless you.
So they're on board with it once we're ready to submit. He said, once you're ready with your concepts, just come to us, we'll start working on blueprints, see what we need to do to make it happen.
Okay.
So I'll get my list together and then I'll research what other ones we're missing to put that project into motion, so that maybe by 2025, into 2025, we have an actual blueprint plan and a goal of how much we need to start fundraising for to make it happen.
Don't forget that I told you once, I don't know, I'm pretty sure she still has it. Dory's from Angels Reach, she has a playground on a storage.
Yeah, we need to invest to see.
So we
which-
can talk to her.
Cause you said it was a specialized playground, right?
She had told me it was a specialized playground because it was for Angels Reach
We'll have to look
Foundation.
into it. We'll have to look into
So she's not using it, it's on a storage, so we don't lose anything by asking.
Some of the things that I thought were really good to add to this, was, there's a park in. What can I say? West Kendall. That was fully donated by a musical organization. And it's all sensory friendly. They have xylophones, they have drums, and all these things are outdoors. And all that did was put a plaque with a number for if you want to hire them or build with them. That was their donation to make it happen. So if we can partner up with them, people like that, we'll get this thing done.
Sounds good.
So those are our projects. Yeah, well, it has, I asked him, Brian, what was the process? And he said, well, the first thing we need to do as a group is pick out what we want in it, what we think it should look like. And then we would take it to them, and Parks and Rec would begin, we could go to their contractor that does their blueprint to draw it out for us. And this would cover the cost of that. And then, once we have a full cost of what that would be to build it out, then we ask vendors what they're gonna donate, what they're gonna give us, what we need to pay them. And then so on before it starts getting bills. Okay, so those are the things we'll look at in 2025 as projects, and I'll put them down in our goals. Because our committee report's coming up next. Anyway, the date would be November the 8th, and the same, I think it's the same time frame we did before was
1 to 4, I think we have.
1 to 4. And we started with 12 to,
12 to 3, but we stay 1 to 4. I think we reserve the place. You'll have to have a
because
reserve
we needed time to build. So 12 to 4?
on the 8th.
On the 8th.
Am I right with that, Vivian? Was it 12 to 4? I think so. Yes, I told her. Yes. Just to block out that time so someone else doesn't get to it.
I know the draft class is at 1.
Oh, they do it in 1?
But we were there, but remember they were on the other side.
Right.
Maybe it was, I think we had it from 12 to 1 just so they could start cleaning up because we had the other side also. And then as soon as they left, we went into the other side.
Because the event itself doesn't start, we could start it later if we wanted to. Or we could start it earlier if we wanted to.
That's what I'm trying to find, but I think it was 2 to 4.
So maybe we rented only 12 to 12. because
It was 1.
On our calendar, it's 1 to 4.
Oh, that we had, then that's what it was.
All right, so then let's do this.
An hour before.
Let's do 1 to 5. Because it gives us some leeway to let them stay a little longer and for cleanup.
Yeah, the event was 2 to 4.
Okay, 1 to 5.
So 1 to 5.
Book it out to 1 to
So
5.
that's,
That's what it was more.
And I would say not to do it earlier because of the dance class, because then it would interfere, and we wouldn't be able to use that room.
Agreed. Okay, so 1 to 5 on the 8th of February 2025.
No, November. You said
What did I
February.
say? I'm sorry.
I
November.
wrote down
November
November, no
8th.
worries.
You got it.
So I need to go back in the playlist.
All right, takes care of old business. Moving on to new business. Committee reports. So it's about time again for us to do our committee reports.
I don't know if it would be okay to do these first.
Wanna do the
Because that's
workshop
gonna
first?
take less time,
Yeah, let's do the workshop first.
huh? I'm guessing special needs safety program.
Remember we did one in January last year, wanted to do another one again where we hosted town hall.
I guess we would have to see what availability we have, or would we do it January?
Yeah, January. Probably not the first 2 weeks because that's vacation time for everyone.
Vacation and then school starts the second week, so that's gonna be,
Did we do it on a weekday or did we do it on a
Yes.
weekend? Was it
No.
weekday?
we always do it.
All right, so I won't be here the 14th and 15th.
That's where oh no, yeah, that's where we said we were having our meeting.
I'll be here the 15th night. But
Oh,
not
got
every
it.
day. The early morning though,
Technicality.
which doesn't
Yeah, I'm like,
matter.
hold on. We just-
That doesn't really matter anyway, yeah, because we can't do it on the 15th because we're having a meeting.
Yeah,
What do we want to do on a Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday? We can do it on that Thursday, the 16th.
I think we should do it on Thursday. I don't remember last year.
16th sounds good. Everybody good with that?
I'm just not sure what you're talking about.
I'm
I
sorry,
forget the
Julie,
first part of it.
keep thinking that.
That's okay.
So last year in January, we had, we hosted an event at the town hall for the safety program where Officer Amador did a conversation with everybody about what it is, how it works.
Okay, so yeah, so where am I writing this down on here and then
No, that's,
You're just discussing this.
we skipped over the committee report.
Yeah, well, we skipped over this because the workshop is gonna take.
Got
less
you.
time.
Okay, so
We
you're
kind of
talking,
get that out
got
of the
you.
way.
All right, okay, I'm here for the
And,
workshop.
and last year we did it, or well, this year, sorry, because we're still 2024, we did it on a Thursday, on the 25th. Just,
So we did do it on the
Okay.
25th. So then we could do it on the 23rd again. Last week of Jan. 23rd, and what time did we do it before? Was it 5 PM?
It's been a year already.
we did it 6 to 8:30, so I'm guessing we probably did like maybe 6:30 to like 7:30, maybe.
Yeah, because we
something
have to give people time to get home from work.
Or did we started at 7? I wanna say we started 6, we said 6:30 and then we probably started closer to 7. And then probably around 8, and then half
So
an hour to pick up.
6:30 to 8.
So,
We would be at 6:30 to
Okay.
8,
Oh,
but we'll book it for 6 to 8 for setup.
We
and all
booked from 6 to 8:30, is how we did it last time.
that.
But I don't know if,
No, that worked good, didn't you think?
That's
I
fine.
mean, if anything, we can always just pick up and leave earlier if it ends earlier. But I'd rather have it, I think, so a little later, just so it doesn't interfere with anything.
But how,
How did-
how is
Now
now?
is he available because I want.
Yeah.
Without him, we can't have the workshop.
Didn't say anything, but you.
You can't.
Does the
be part.
6:30, the 6 to 8:30 work for you on January 23rd?
You said 6:30 to 8.
The.
No, sorry,
well,
6 to
we're gonna
8:30.
move From 6 to 8:30, but we're gonna have the event be 6:30 to about 8.
Got you.
That's good for you, okay. Can you check to see if town hall is open? We would need it on the 23rd, which is a Thursday of January 2025, from 6 to 8:30 PM.
And how does this get advertised? Since we're not meeting till the 15th, that gives us very little time to advertise. How do you advertise?
We could just use the flyer we had from last year and change the date. You can email it to me and I can send it back to you.
Like social media.
Who
That's
does that?
usually,
Sounds-
marketing.
So you let them know to,
Yeah, we just let them know what we need is the flyer from earlier this year, change the date and resubmit it out on social media again.
okay,
And then we reshare it on our plan, our profiles and try to inform as best as possible. Maybe get it in the Miami Lakers town events.
okay. So by talking about it now, she knows to do all that, or you send an email to her?
She's new, so she probably doesn't.
I don't have to ask about the flyer.
Yeah,
Jonathan's not
easy.
with us, who is our usual flyer.
Yeah,
So
Jonathan does the flyer, so,
we'll have to find where that is.
Probably Carousel, probably have it, or even I would think
Maybe,
so.
yeah.
and then and you guys would have to be the ones to reach out to all. To make social media in your department to share it.
Yeah, that's all through Carousel. that's all,
Oh, and something else, cause I do see that sometimes, they do it, like, let's say you send it to like the committees.
Mhm.
So that they're also aware and they can spread the word, like, amongst the
Yeah,
committee itself, and then, you know,
Yeah.
whoever else they know as well.
yeah. The town clerk sends it, but then I send it to her and then she's.
Exactly,
council,
exactly,
yeah.
cause that doesn't always happen with all the events, so
Okay.
that's why, like, we thought it would, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure, so the word gets out.
23rd, right, Thursday, from what time to what time is it?
6 to 8:30.
6 to 8:30. Okay, right now the calendar is free for that time,
Okay.
and day.
Let's take it. I
You already
motion,
take it, or you have to talk to them first? How does
No,
that-
I can-
Oh, yeah.
so I motion that we have a special needs safety program workshop on January 23rd, 6 to 8:30 PM at Town Hall.
I second.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Motion passes. Food. What did we do on a budget last year?
We did popcorn chicken, I think we did the little sandwiches.
We always do that. I don't know what the budget is for that, though. Was it 500? That's out of events. The event,
Is there one for workshops, for training, everything?
I think it's
right here,
awareness.
aren't they?
I think this would be under awareness.
Yeah, it's gonna be under our community ones.
Also, there one for training?
Oh, there is.
Right.
one.
Yeah, skill community programs, right?
No.
No.
Community.
Oh, train,
just
training?
train.
No, I think it was community awareness that we did it.
Oh, okay, yeah, community awareness, no problem.
But training would make sense. This is a training.
Not really.
No.
What are you training him on?
It's a workshop.
It's an awareness, it's a workshop.
No, wait, you're right. Thank you. Okay. So, all right, so.
I guess if she can see where we got it from last time. Just so we can do it the same. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
The notes from January.
Then like whatever line item it was taken from, I think that would be the best way, but I mean, let's vote on it now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and vote on it.
Mhm.
All right, so then use 500 is your usual budget for that? Okay, so
Stay up it just in case, because we don't know pricing, better to stay over and spend less.
8, 12,
7.
Hey,
7 is like the cutoff, 6.99. Like 7.
7. I vote we have a budget of 700 for the event. Out of the, hold on, out of the news awareness.
Got it.
All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Will you be handling you and Madeline get the food? Okay. Okay, now workshop is done. Let's go to the committee report. All right, this is pretty much,
since Madeline's on here, if you need help, let me know. Cause I'm under. difficulty.
we've been thank you for coming.
Can you post it on your new volunteer event, please, and I'll send you the application soon.
Okay, you
Great.
got it, sir. Thank you.
Bye. And Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Thanks to you.
Okay, guys, so. Report to council.
And we don't have the last. One. Would have been great.
Yeah, usually,
You probably have it in an email, John.
I usually just leave all this filled in with the same stuff every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was saying, because if we have the last. one.
I believe it is February 6th, but since your next meeting, the agenda sounds packed already, at least you can kind of discuss what you would like on the plan and then finalize it for the next meeting.
Well, I think we just figured out the current projects that we need to put in for, reminder them, the car wrap, the 5K, the park project, Penguin Twist, card, and our movie event. So I can put those in there already as the initiatives and events that we have coming up.
And then the existing ones stay, because there's Gigi's Gala as well, and the Gigi's.
Yeah, they're already
Right,
in there.
all, yeah, those things are, I think we had one new event that we added,
What was
for
that?
Hope for Autism,
The gala.
the con, no, the
Yeah,
gala's one thing.
the whole process
But-
of time.
And that extra party, it's called. What was it called?
Oh, yes, cosplay,
Comic-Con.
cosplay.
Cosplay.
Hold on, John, you're
It's-
supposed to remember.
Is
That's your world.
was there something new for Gigi's that we added too, Clary? Wasn't there another program we added?
The
or-
cookie.
The cooking, the cooking.
Well, we always have
But
it.
yeah, it's already.
And you combined your gala with something, didn't you? Because we had gala and
Yeah, we have the gala.
The run.
The gala was postponing and then we did we're doing a pickleball,
Oh, yeah?
tournament. And also the fashion show will be coming too, that we do every year.
And the 5K? Where's gonna be the pickleball at here?
It's gonna be at the jar, at the Hialeah Yard. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
course
have
here.
like 8 courses, like
Yeah, but yours is indoors.
Oh, yeah?
indoor.
I had no idea.
Where's
then
that?
also we talked about doing an event at Julie's place now that it's open. We wanted to do another like welcome to the area, welcome to Miami
We'll
Lakes.
talk about that. Yeah, you can put it there if you want to.
So I'll, you can add that as a future initiative. It's partnership.
Okay, I still wanna know what you're excited.
Yours is where the food trucks are, just off of 57th Avenue. We take a right past the Luz police.
Oh, with
distribution.
Amelia.
It's called Amelia, right, there's the
Yeah.
hotel, the
Yeah, they just,
They
they have
used
a
to be
restaurant.
there.
there.
It's not a restaurant, it's a bunch of food trucks outside, they're permanent food trucks.
But there's also like La
La
Romana.
Yes, it's on-
Yeah, it's close by.
And you
Yeah.
know where the Balsam used to be?
Uh-huh.
So the warehouse now is,
8 indoor pickleball.
in.
Oh, wow.
I only know because I
There were signs not there anymore?
No.
No.
You know, things are bad in Hialeah when the sign's gone.
Yeah.
No.
Actually,
I
I
always
would
say
hope
things
there
might
might
change. But we're not gonna.
I won it last year.
Things are getting better.
Yeah.
You like
There.
Yeah.
There's nothing that up.
I'm missing a game right now.
Oh, yeah? What, the courts here are open already, or
They've been open.
they started playing last month?
They're, you're talking about which courts, the Miami Lakes? courts?
The Optimist.
Yeah, they opened up, well, they've been open, but we've been playing, or you go, been playing on the tennis nets. Now they took off the tennis net. Now you have 2 assigned pickleball nets on a marked court.
Since I started playing last month, I played 3 times, and I loved it.
Oh, you did too. That's what happened.
You know Melvin?
Yeah.
And
Very well, yeah.
so he's gonna be he knows how to run a tournament.
Yeah, he runs the yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be great. He's really good at it.
And also, so you have the gala, the whole autism gala, the cosplay. And
Well,
then-
everything that we already had on a reoccurring.
But we
approval-
didn't have that before.
Yeah, cosplay's new.
No, that was new, I know, but everything that we've had on a reoccurring approvals,
The
is-
whole for
we're gonna
autism.
just carry them forward. And what I put under events, initiative and events will be the new stuff we add with the budget to it. And the future considerations will be what we're looking to do in the future, like doing an event at Julie's place, trying to do something else and we haven't come up with it.
I think we had mentioned, and then you were highlighted on the, when you did the announcements for the mayor's, event. You interviewed, and I think it would have been Ethan, and you talked about having some type of social group, a consistent social group for the adults in evening, because like, for example, over here at the Spot, they have we have a lot of stuff for the younger kids. We all agree that.
Yeah.
Over here at the Spot, they have, I think it's called a drop night. What do you call it? In the evenings, where just typical teenage kids can go over and hang out on a Friday night. We need something like that for the young adults in our area to have a consistent place to socialize. And it would be obviously a certain age group. I think that was something we're looking into. Even though that other presentation was presented, I'm not sure that's where we want to go with that, but it's something we need to look into. Who could provide that for us?
Yes.
The 18 and over group. Yeah.
And I think Shella was also or either like you say something in the basement. Also.
I can help with that too. I mean, I'd be glad to work together to figure
I
out.
would like to
someone-
have you do that.
Because I think it's time, and we all are looking at all of your groups right now, and they're young, but they grow up. And when we want to be prepared and have it ready, so when
Thanks,
they are.
Shirley.
Yeah, well, when you want to have a spot for them, and so we can take a look what they're doing already for our typical town.
We need
kids.
we need a social.
Yeah, we do, and they can it themselves. I'm not really, I'm not into, I don't know how to do the
There should be a
speed dating
group.
part, but I like the social group part.
I think like a fitness class would be a great way to do, like, I mean, that's social.
Well, I will tell you this, from what I know about the young adults with special needs, they're not as into fitness as you'd like to think the younger ones are. Just because they don't have the consistent exposure to having to go to PE class or going with their siblings to the park. As they get older and they get left behind at 21 when they graduate, they're not moving as much.
I like your idea.
We can include some fun dance moves or, the typical line dancing moves. That's a little easier for them because they like that prediction of the next move and such, but in the familiarity, but I wouldn't go straight for that in an evening drop-in event like that.
I like your idea of using the spot. We pick a night once a month where we go to the spot. We get food, we get a
Sure, they
DJ,
do it.
we can do it too. I think if we organize that, that would be good.
Yeah, hang out, drop it. I've never
You know what,
Put it down.
for the fun of it, look, we could plan this, we could start it and see how it turns out. And
Yeah.
if we get a good steady group, then we could always pick a month where we go, hey, you know what, let's take them to another place for that special night, and then go
And
back
like,
home.
They also like consistency. You all know this about your kids. They like consistency. So if the spot works, let's give it tries before we change it up. Because then that way they know where they're going, they can expect where they're going, we can expect the space, we know what worked over there, how to, manage the fund.
That's good. I like that.
Mhm,
So you want to work on that?
Yep.
project?
I got it.
Okay,
Mhm.
so look, we'll present it as the adult social group for, we'll come up with a name for it,
Yeah, Friday night, and we'll see what they call it, and,
Yeah, I'm trying to.
yeah.
but let's
Either
do
way,
it. Let's do it.
Present it, and listen, it's a group if you have just another friend with you, but I mean, we'll have way more, but I think if we start small, that's perfect. And then we advertise and I say, what, and when's the next one? And I know from experience already, just in the short time that we've had our, group together.
I
They
think that would be
look
great.
forward to it,
And what we could do to have fun with the food is, if we could provide food for the first one for ourselves. But then if we get a good turnout, we can go to Chella's, we can go to other places and say, hey, would you like to do, like you do for the gala, provide us food for this event?
and then that's also.
Yeah, sponsor.
That's also something that we'd have to find out once we find out who our group members are dropping in. Because not all group members dropping in have the same type of tastes or, the sensitivity to certain foods. And so we're talking about a different kind of group here. It's not like us, providing for your group where you have typical parents coming in. So you're dealing with a different group now. You're not dealing with the parent feeding the parents and the little ones. You're dealing with the big ones now. You want them to enjoy the eating. So it's a
You tell us
different.
what we need.
I got
I know you've got this.
I got you, yeah.
And this is what I had talked about at the beginning of the year, and the only thing I think I didn't do right this year when I evaluate my performance was I had said we should assign projects to us for what we know, what we are strengths at, what our weaknesses are. This is an event where, like, if I turned it over to you, I know you could handle it, maintain it, and just report on what needs, and we can make sure it gets done.
You got it.
As just the same for, I know that Vivian, you do really well with the animation class, so that's something that we want you to handle. And so on. I think if we do that, then we know what events and programs we're managing and we're all participating instead of us for many years it's been where we all come up with an idea and then one of us puts it together and everybody else doesn't show.
But you're also informing a bigger population, because Miami Lakes has changed over the years, like any community. You've got the youngers, and then they grow up and they move on, and then they have the grandkids, and so now by reaching the young adults, you will reach a larger crowd as well. For even some of your other events, for participating in galas, a lot of the parents of this group, they're just kind of not interested or not involved because why would they? So now you include more members of the community by bringing adults out.
Good to me. So then here's what we have for future projects. See if everybody's on board with this. We have an event, we need to do an event at Julie's new place, so we can invite people from Miami Lakes to know that we have it just across the border. It's part of our community, so we, because there's nothing like her program in our town. We want people to be able to find you, not just the grand opening we had, but from the board's perspective as well. There's the Hope for Autism Comic-Con. This is completely new, not part of our normal stuff. But we want to do something special for them, which was, I'm still trying, I need to get in touch with him. We were gonna try and have Flynn's bring some gaming equipment to bring down for them to play. Because he usually does that, and there might be a cost involved, but we as a board could pay it. I'm sure he'll give me a huge discount, because I know him, he loves to donate to people in the community, especially needs, and he and Kim know each other very well. We have the park project, which we now have I'll get to it, sorry. Well, we have a clear idea of what we want to do now, and I just need to start putting together concepts and bringing it to you guys. And if you have something that you think is good for the park, what you would like to see in the sensory park, bring it too. So starting in January's event, we can start going over it and seeing what we need to research and put together, so that when we start working on it, we know what we're going after. The social event that Julie says that we'll have, I know you'll be behind it, we'll come up with a name for it, we'll propose it to the town council, get it approved and get started on it. And the animation project, that was the other thing, we had talked with the team with the idea of not just expanding the seats, we were also looking at buying them more laptops so they can do more of those events here, but also possibly starting like a scholarship or a program opportunity, a pilot program opportunity, so that one of the students, the ones who do the most work, show up to every class, go through the whole year process, would have an opportunity to join the college And in the animation, in the magic animation department. Which there's a lot of conversation that has to be done through that, but if we could do that, I think that would show the people what they're putting their money towards. So those are like 5 projects that we are all brand new. One of them's somewhat new, but the other ones are all brand new. That we're gonna tackle for 2025. Is everyone on board with that?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, and for existing events and programs that we're gonna do, we have Hang with a Twist coming up in February. We have our movie events, which are gonna be ongoing. We have the workshops. We need to get back to actually putting together a list of workshops and picking dates, because we only did special and safety program last year. We didn't do any more workshops, so we need to do more. We have the joint event with Audrey for
The health fair,
health, yeah,
not the health fair, I'm sorry.
The health fair.
Resource fair.
the resource fair. We have the card event coming back. That one's a guarantee from them. They already said they want to do it. They loved it. They liked the idea. We have the participation in 4th of July, and we have
It's called Open Hang, by the way.
Open Hang, the one that they have.
Somebody's watching, somebody's watching.
Oh.
Hello, Madeline. So, you enjoy looking at the back of my head that has no hair. That's good. Okay, so then in the current budget, we will put in everything that we already know, the costs that we've already discussed, because I know I have them on my sheets of these at home. We discussed the last couple of months. So I can put this all together and bring this back to you guys with my written statement idea. And we can go over it in the January meeting and approve it. Is that anything good with that?
Yeah.
Now, vote for autism one, we know we had already assigned $1,000 to that to sponsor the food.
So we sponsor the food, but we're also going to it as well. So it's 2 different. But that, we got a table.
No, that gala. That's
Talking about, yeah, I'm talking about
the Comic
the.
Con. So we sponsored food for the Comic Con, but we also bought tickets for the gala, but that's
Right.
already been approved. That was in the last one we submitted.
And then we have to add that to the community report.
We need to add it to the report.
Even though the council already approved it. Where we sent it, like as an item.
Yeah, no, but I mean like for like the,
Yeah, it needs to be included.
yeah.
Okay.
So then the only other thing left is our of the other report is gonna be our finances. So this is the part where Gabby has been working on these for so long that I don't know if you're up to speed on the insanity that is the
I've been
budget.
trying to learn, yes.
Somewhere in here, we're supposed to show that the new donation that was made for our last gala
Mhm.
comes in, and then we have to divvy it out.
Right.
Is it there yet?
So the gala funds will be allocated in, but you have it was 44, right?
So then this number we see here in front of us
Mhm.
is the existing one that's already there.
Existing.
And all we
exactly.
have to do is carbon copy from the last report, because nothing's changed, except for the small numbers we've already spent.
Right, so you have to divvy up the gala.
Yeah, we won't be doing that until the next report. Because the
Well-
gala money wouldn't come until April,
Right.
because this will
I
be,
think we put it on this or beforehand. I
I
will
don't-
double check on that.
we had to do that last time, what we did last time was it had to be done before they approved, after they approved it going to us. Because before they approved it, it's not, we can't see it.
No.
So if the $60,000 does not include the gala
The
money.
gala funds, no, they haven't been added yet.
So we're with 100,000.
You have approximately like, yeah.
The gala was $44,612.18 plus the other check that it was.
No, that was included, the one from Vita,
No,
she said it was, they told me it was included in the.
no, not the Vita,
The
the
other
Oh,
other
from
one.
from Kimberly,
Yeah.
yeah. no, that
No.
one.
Charlie,
We have Kimberly and we also have, oh my gosh.
Another one?
Okay,
The ones that we were talking about, Kimberly.
Well, you didn't really know how much you have.
And then
so
you
put
go to
out,
Bobby's.
items are-
Oh,
report.
Drew.
Yeah.
Drew and
We
Cynthia.
can't, we can't,
That's before you report again later.
that's what I was gonna say, because we can't give them an idea of
What do you need
where
right
the
now?
gala money's gonna
Yeah,
go
no.
into the buckets until
That they were at the gala.
we
they
actually
were
know how
at the,
much we're gonna get.
Right, so I have an approximate.
They were at the- they were
here.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you're gonna get
Yes.
that 44.
Remember they
whatever
gave a
check,
check
right?
the
So
day that we
44,
got the check.
612 Is the money
They've
that's
already
already
have done
the
it.
solid to put into your,
Plus the
I'm
other check from Kimberly
was it,
last
wasn't that we, they,
meeting we were here.
that's
the one.
Yeah, 168.
I last,
That really only makes a little bit of a
Last
difference. That
round.
makes it 768, 88, 89, 90, 790. So the total is $44,790.
does anyone?
Approximately.
Let's give them our bank account numbers if they wanna donate to those.
When?
Which one?
is there anything on the minutes you need to write specifically about the, committee report or that budget working on, we're just noting that down? That's gonna go on your report.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
we should
Julie.
allocate this as of right now. Just so we can have it already on the committee report, and then if we do have to add the other. Then we just go ahead and allocate that, so we don't have to allocate everything. Cause we might only have to allocate this. So when we look at the report, we just. Vote on
Yeah, you're right. Unless I'm missing something here, we have $105,430. Are we having some bills that haven't been drawn? Cause I'm sure there's some payments we were
it.
supposed to make.
I think it was $530.
Well, even the reason
They
why
donated.
it's so high.
Who
is
donated?
that
I think it's
the sponsorship money from the gala, so it's.
That was included in the check.
That's
They,
like-
we talked about that little check that they donated,
Uh-huh.
that was for show. That number that was donated that night, that was already included in
So
the.
that was included,
Right, what was missing is her 168 from Kimberly, that's it. That would make it
okay.
44,790. And when you add them together, it's 105,438. So there's gotta be some program stuff that we were supposed to have paid for that has not been paid yet. Cause
I wonder if, the dojo also,
it shows only $1,000 has been spent so far, that's not right.
talking about the dojo, what? I don't remember when the last date was.
It's the 16th.
January 16th. Okay, so. Is that something that we should be adding to continue?
We talked about it before you got here,
Oh.
and she said we should only do it once a year for the party. So we'll do it next year.
For the party?
Oh, you mean continuing it?
Yeah,
Just having it as your activities, you didn't mention the dojo and the dance, I don't think you've mentioned
Yeah,
yet.
no, because those are ongoing. They're
That's-
supposed to be a
but it ends
recurring,
in January,
but it's recurring. We just have to we have to re-up it again, that's all.
okay.
Well, the plan is it was gonna be included nonetheless, because we just gotta re-up the next time that he wants to do it. Does he want to start back up in January, or does he want to take a break?
I mean, I don't. Is that?
I'm all
is that
for
right?
saying we renew it right now for
That's what
another
I'm thinking.
12-week session.
I'm thinking we should vote, because if it's gonna end on the 16th.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he decides he doesn't wanna continue, then I mean, I doubt it's gonna
How
stop.
about this? I'll motion that we continue the dojo program for another 12-week session.
I second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Motion passes. Money is to be taken from the normal account that it always is. With the appropriate,
Yes. He sends the invoice. I know he was sending it to.
he sends the Parks and Rec, and then they think they have it on us. They're supposed to. Unless they're paying for themselves.
How many months, what did you say, how many weeks?
12 weeks. We can come up with a date.
Did Young Card bill already for the?
No, I don't think so. She said they were gonna
That's
wait.
probably part of the money.
He said they were gonna wait until it was all done and just give us the final total, which was not very much.
For which line item do you, I know you didn't say specifically, but it would help if you told me, which line, which line?
Was, for the dojo
Yes,
programs,
thank you.
That's social and recreational programs.
Gotcha.
No, I'm sorry,
No, community.
community
programs.
programs. They have these weird things in front of them that I know.
And the thing is, we've changed them too, so it gets weird.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
For Dojo, it would kick back up on the 13th of January. Because it's the first and the 30th of December and the 6th is everyone's getting back, so that would be the 13th.
Actually, the sixth would probably be.
The 6th is everyone's back to school on the 6th, but. the new
Give
one
it an
starts
extra
at 6th.
week.
I think we did that when the fall came too. We gave them a week to get started in
Okay.
school, and then
Yeah.
we started.
So then everybody's not rushed.
Okay, so then,
Yeah.
all right,
Cause then they missed that first week and then we started the back week, but it makes a difference, right?
yeah,
Same time, 5:30.
yeah, same thing.
How many people are in the class? You know?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think you had 2 spots open. How many spots are you
Four, so
sponsoring?
there should be. 10.
Oh, so we need to do some more promoting for that, so you get to do
Yes.
one more kiddos out there. How do you promote for that?
They took the flyer off, but there was a flyer for the dojo at Mary Collins, at the door, like they had it on the door.
Lots of things got taken down.
Something we need to like really Parks and Rec. We can, you know what, let me say right. I don't wanna get anybody. in trouble. The flags. Cause I think that's important, you know.
Well, 'cause
so
the
that
other side-
people know what programs are even happening. Cause when it was on the door, like I would notice, like when I would take my daughter to karate, they would open the, oh, look.
Yeah,
So if it's not there, you know, people many times aren't gonna know.
Mhm.
And
What
it's,
about, didn't they used to have an open house for like the programs, the town programs?
they do, they have it once a year.
What is it?
It usually happens
In
in
the summer?
August, no,
Like right before school starts.
was it June? It's not June, because June it ends. It ends in June. And it starts up usually, I think it was in August this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so
August.
just so you are aware, the program will start up on the 13th of January. It will come to an end on the 14th of April. There are 2 holidays in between where they will not meet.
Okay.
That'll be the 20th, which is Martin Luther King Day, and the 17th of February, which is President's Day. I don't think they take off for St. Patrick's Day. It's not a federal holiday, right?
No,
So then the dojo will come to an end on the 14th of April. Providing that he says yes.
and I think last time we did like a little open house, I think that would be nice, like the day.
The open,
Remember what we did that last time, when we started it the first time around. The second time around, we didn't, you know, to
We
help
didn't
with
do
the
it.
sign up and promoting it more. Because this time I feel like that we didn't really have that.
so do you want to do an open house?
What would we have to be?
We could do it the half hour before the dojo starts. For people that want to see about it and join.
What are the too close though?
I mean, people do that now when you have an ongoing event.
Mhm.
The first one we had open house was for people to learn about it, because it's never happened before. Now we have an ongoing event where there's already classes being held. If we could take an hour before or half an hour before, probably an hour, and host an open house about it again. To welcome anyone that wants to join new and can watch the existing class participate. Because there's 12 classes they could join either that day or the next weekend, which would give them 11 classes. Which will eventually be scheduled for another 12, another 12, another 12, so on. So yeah, if you want to do that, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I think that the town needs to put it on their Instagram, on the town's Instagram and like do another round of
yeah, definitely.
promoting.
Even that especially that January date.
Especially
That's
because like
far
you
too- that's
can
far
grab,
too many
you
seats
can
on-
grab it from
that's too
there
many.
and then put it on our.
The same with the animators.
Okay, so do you want to have an open house before the event on the 13th? Before this classes start on the 13th?
No, I think you just need to advertise it.
Just
better.
advertise.
Yeah,
Okay.
just really get the word out.
So now, make sure that I'm clarified on this because I don't want to go and make mistakes. we're just going off the existing budget. We're not adding anything new in from the donations from the gala, because that doesn't come and be approved until April. So we wouldn't be doing it until April. After April.
That's what I need to double check. If
Okay.
you have to go in, I'll have that answer for you before.
Yeah, we had another meeting beforehand, so you'll have to let me know then what that is, because then when I come back here, we'll have to determine where the money goes.
Yes, the 44.
Also, bring the last report,
Yes,
a copy of the last report, so we see more or less how much, you know, like the percentage of the money that we allocated to each.
yeah, of course.
bucket.
Any other questions on the committee report? Any suggestions, anything
Go
else?
ahead, John.
All good?
I think something with the budget, just because, at least for financing purposes, they have a negative number. So I think it was zero, so.
Yeah, it zeroed that out. It was pulled from the budget. It was, someone put the wrong thing somewhere. They pulled it out and they put it somewhere else.
Oh, you can disregard the first two lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was
No,
OCD,
That's not on the negative.
that there happened when you were in charge of that, so it's a sign.
Okay.
All right, moving on, any announcements?
Well, just wanted to let you know that now we're doing ABA, kids paid. So we just started within the last 2 weeks. So we're getting the ball rolling and we're getting, thank you, RBTs, and we're gonna start offering behavior therapy
It started with
at kids paid, so where I work at.
kids space,
Yeah.
2 words.
One more.
No, one word. Yes, if it's private, yes, public, we don't. But public is a whole different, and nurseries, daycares. And we also do the therapies, so we have speech, OT, PT, and then ABA. So we can do everything in the one roof.
And go to the schools.
And go
for
to the schools. And go to the house for behavior. So,
You accept Medicaid?
yes, we do.
Private insurance.
Not yet, we're working on that. That's on the list.
And is it Medicaid specific CMS or just open?
CMS, Sunshine, Molina, basically all the Medicaid insurances.
So now, the other thing was that you said you were staying, so are you gonna be joining us for another year?
Yes, I'm gonna be doing the 5K.
Why not that? We have been missing you for a couple of weeks. Didn't know if you were coming back.
Months.
Months.
Sorry, did I?
There were a lot of things happening behind the scenes that no one knew. My sister-in-law just passed away. We were dealing with that for a few months. Yeah, she had cancer, so she lost that battle. So there were other things that were happening in I said behind the scenes, but yeah, hopefully everything is in the past now.
Very good.
Yep.
Any other announcements? So. I
Make a
had,
motion to approve.
well, I want one more thing. I had been thinking about this for 2 months now. I've been trying to determine what I was going to do. Because I told you all before that I've been struggling with mental health, trying to take care of my family, and doing a lot of things that don't do anything for me, but do the things for others. I keep telling myself I've got to take care of my family, and then I keep telling myself, well, I gotta take care of other people. So I had come here tonight with the intention of deciding whether or not I was going to continue. Because I need a break. I always wanted to take care of my family. But there's a list here of things that have to get done. And I just know that if I'm not helping, it's not, where it could get done, but it could get done better if we all are a team, because we do good work. So I'm just gonna continue doing what John Roger always does, which is never give up. And I'm gonna continue to be on the board and I'm not gonna, I know you guys have been wondering what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stay, but I will not run for politics anymore. I will just stay here with this because this is what I know how to do. So,
That was my behind the scenes as well,
yeah,
all the mental health and family issues and
I really wanted to quit. I really did. I really wanted to say it's not nothing personal. It was just I need to take care of my kids, but can't. These things, there's some of these things that even if I did, you guys would still need my help with because that's all in my head. And a lot of it is negotiations and friendships and communications with the politicians, which is something that I know how to do. And I have the free time to do it during the day. And I know a lot of you don't because you have businesses, responsibilities. Because of my situation, I don't. So it's smart for me to continue. But I will try my best for next year to assign projects. And then just let it be that if we assign as a group. And someone doesn't do the project, I'm not speaking about anyone, just in general, if someone doesn't do the project, then it doesn't get done. It's something that I'm not gonna run out and try to make sure it gets done. Or have Vivian run out and try to make sure it's done. Because we know us, the two of us are always looking at it and going, oh my God, here was the thing we planned to do, no one's touched it. We'll get it done. We're just gonna get it done. Now I'm gonna look at it and go, hey, it's go time. It didn't get done. It didn't get done. Sorry. And that's the only way I can do it, because if I continue to try to put everything on my shoulders, I'm gonna go crazy. Because it's not just this, it's other things. I've quit a couple other things that I used to do because I had fun doing them, but they take so much energy that I can't do it anymore. So I really didn't know what to do tonight, and I think I've made my choice, and that is staying here and staying with you guys, at least for another year, to try and see what we can't get going. Because once we have things that are in a locked form, like we do with Arts for Autism, the animation classes and stuff, where we can just keep renewing them, then you guys have a great opportunity for it to continue running, and you could add new people to this board who can bring in new ideas. Because our ideas are new, but they're running now. And we've done a heck of a lot more than the previous groups. And from experience, from your guys' experience, since you've been on here the longest, I've never seen this board do so much stuff. The previous boards would have ideas and that's all they had. So we've done a really good job, and I gotta applaud everyone here. You guys have really done and made a huge difference in this board. This year's board was more productive than I've ever seen before. And even if we did miss some things, and if some things didn't go the way we wanted it to, we were up on it. We were a little bit faster on it this year. We were a little bit more connected than we were in years past, and I'm proud of everyone for doing it. So let's try to get into 2025 with the idea that if we work as a team, I know we're all volunteer, but if we work as a team, we'll get this stuff done. And we can look back and be proud about what we've done to help our friends, our families, the people that they don't have the opportunity to do what we're doing.
I think that also. Yeah. And I think that, and I think that taking ownership of a project also helps out.
Yeah, it does.
So-
It does, because then everyone knows what they're supposed to do. Because a lot of times the committees, if you look at the other committees, a lot of them are concepts, ideas, and then the vice chair and the chair are in charge of making it all happen. But that's not how a marketing team or a business team ever works. Everyone that's on the group, they all work together on the projects, and then they pick who's best at what to manage those projects, and that way they always get time. Because if you have a person who is good at putting in light bulbs, and you have a good person that's good at putting in water faucets, and you switch them and have them do the opposite, it's a disaster because they don't. The guy that does water faucets doesn't know anything about light bulbs. But we as a team, you know, Julie's really good at what she does when it comes to event planning.
Write that one down.
And she knows the adult space way better than all of us. Well, most of us all. I know if you can be in that group too. I know you know the adult space very well. You're definitely with your son being an adult. Mine getting there. I mean, he's 14 in 2 months. So, and I can tell he's there. But then there's, I know how to do the speaking events, getting people excited about what we do. I want to do more of those things. I think we miss out on a lot of those things because a lot of times I'm in there going, oh, is this done? Is this done? Is this done? Do we need to build this table? Put this here. And you're like, John, have you said anything? No, I've been organizing. Well, if I know that Julie's better at doing that, I'm gonna say, Julie, when we start this event, this is the idea in my head of how it needs to be set up. I'm gonna leave you to it, and I'm gonna go start negotiating talks and getting on the microphone and talking, so people know what we're doing. Doing live broadcasts on Instagram, stuff like that, things that we need to do, you know? So we need to make sure that we're telling Jonathan that we need him at more of our events so we can go live on the town's page.
We
Things
don't
that
have
we,
Jonathan.
well, but
We don't have
Jonathan's not
Jonathan anymore.
No.
He left on the
He
20th
yeah.
of last month.
We'll have a new person.
can you guys just give permission for me to have it on my phone? I only use it at our events, I swear to God. All right. All right, that being done, I know everyone wants to go home. I call this meeting in at 7:02 PM, sorry.
Way to go. Thank you.
I second.
All those in favor?
Okay, let's figure out which one.
Meeting's over.
I'm trying to think, I'm moving video.
Over video.
I got Vivian.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.